G'day. I'm back. I know I always say that I'm back, but this time I'm actually back. I went to Japan last year. I loved it so much I went back to Japan this year. And yeah, so basically I recorded a bunch of content for the last 3 weeks, and I've just been editing and posting that while I've been traveling, and it was kind of fun. But I'm back. So now it's time to get serious. And if you're asking me about Japan, it's the best place on earth. If you ever get the chance to go, if you love to ski, Japan is the place to be. If you love cars and bikes, I can't talk about it enough. I tell everybody that they should go to Japan. I know it's kind of trendy right now to do it, but you know what? Trends or not, I think I'm gonna go every year. You know, I'm just gonna try to go every single year that I can, and I love it. You know, I'd love to meet some more like bike people out there or car people out there. I've been making a couple friends, so far so good. You know, it's nice, it's welcoming, it's really cool. Anyways, enough about that. While I was over there, it's a little bit cheaper to buy camera equipment over there. So I upgraded some stuff. I bought a new DJI camera because I hated the video quality that I was getting with the GoPro, and I liked the video quality I was getting with my iPhone, but I'll tell you what, I hated not being able to like kind of use my phone while I was working on stuff because, you know, I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I do need to look at how to do some stuff sometimes. I also kind of hated the audio quality, so I bought a new mic as well. I'm hoping that it's better. I've heard a lot of good stuff about all that stuff, so I'm hoping it's better for you guys. And to go on with that, you know, it's 12th video. We just, I hit 305 subscribers today. I know that that's not a lot, but it's a lot to me. I've been doing this for exactly 12 weeks. I have exactly 12 videos. I've been doing one a week. It's kind of hard to do, I'm going to be honest, but it's sick. You know, it's a nice little challenge. It adds a little something to building a bike or assembling a bike. I don't know. I see that the internet's up in roars if you're not actually fucking doing all yada yada. So I am a bike assembler, guys. I am not a bike builder. I don't mean to offend anybody about that. Who cares, right? Anyways, we're having fun, so we're going to keep doing that stuff. I ordered some parts while I was gone, just some wheel bearings. Wheel bearings front and rear. I needed a starter button for my 2 kilowatt starter. Who knew that they were different? Not me. After some research, I did find one. So, yeah. Today, I want to install my Street Syndicate V4 mount. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to install that with the Ness fairing. I'm not going to install it with the Headlight because I don't want to cut my wiring harness apart yet because I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing with all that. I know that I'm deleting all of the wires on the bar. So, you know, no starter button, no blinker, no kill switch, no headlight, high beam, low beam, none of that. We're just going to wire it high beam constant. We're going to do no blinkers because fuck blinkers. And I don't really need them in the province that I live in, so it doesn't really matter. And then, you know, starter button's right on the starter. Kill switch, you're just going to use the key. So less wiring, less issues, more chopper-ish kind of stuff, you know. It's I'm trying to bring the chopper vibes to the FXR kind of build. I got some fresh tires mounted as well while I was gone. These are Shinko SR 777s. I hear good things about them. So I'm hoping that they work good. I hear they're kind of sticky. Although I got those mounted and I was on Marketplace the other day and someone posted some Thunderstars. So if that deal works out, I'll be unmounting these tires and putting those on the Thunderstars. I'm not going to mount the bearings for that exact reason. We're going to wait. We're doing the V4 Street Syndicate mount for the Ness louvered series fender. I don't think you need the louvered series one specifically, but the Narrow Glide Ness fender Street Syndicate mount. Their stuff's super nice, guys. It's not that I was expecting it not to be nice. It's heavy duty, sick. I got the V4 mount not because I wanted the modular aspect of it. I got the V4 mount because it said that it was stronger and didn't need the dampeners for the buffeting. So for the price difference of having to buy the V3 mount and then the dampening system, or just buy the V4 mount, it seemed like a no-brainer to just buy the V4 mount. So I'm hoping that there's not a crazy amount of wind buffeting. I trust what they say. So let's put that together. I know there's not a whole lot of videos of how to put that together, although I don't think it's very hard, but we'll see. This is kind of what they send you with the kit. I'm assuming this goes underneath the headlights, and your top plate screws together like that. Headlight bucket either above or below. I'm assuming below, just because you want to be able to slide it all the way in and back where it might hit the kink here. So not sure. Extension brackets. So they say to assemble this first. These are the Nest mounts. Right in the garbage those are gonna go. I'm gonna use the original Nest windshield. I got the tinted one. I think I'm going to eventually, you know, I've spent a lot of money already, so eventually I will run the Bazaar blocker. I think I'll run the 12-inch with the little lip there. I think they look cool, and they probably offer a little bit more coverage than this one does. But we'll see how it goes with the 5 inches up on the Street Syndicate mount. The V4 only comes 5 inches up, so that's like one thing to consider when you're buying one, what height you actually want to have it at. So that one specifically on that, the V3 I think is height adjustable, so keep that in mind. This is assembled with the windshield. They say to assemble it before you put it all together. So I'll tell you something that I didn't think it was gonna be, but plastic hardware from Arlen Ness for the rivet bolts here. Interesting choice, right? I would immediately get a fucking scratch. I would get a scratch on it immediately, you know, because flathead screwdriver. I would do that. It's a tiny scratch, but I'm gonna know. I'm gonna know it's there. Figuring this out as I go here. That. It's kind of a tough mount to do solo here, especially while trying to show someone what I'm doing, but you get it. Keeps it all adjustable forward and back so you can actually center it. Slotted part up because you're gonna pivot. I think I needed some like wing nuts or something like that for this plate here, because everything's gonna stay assembled and then it'll be modular. I don't know if I really care about it being modular, but I will get 1/4x20 wing nuts. I don't know if they were supposed to send them in or I supply them myself, but they are 100% not in there. So we're doing with what we got. Like that. And then the slotted one up top, because you want it to be able to move and rack if ever you do want it to do that. Another thing I'm assuming you don't want to do, these come with nylocks, so they shouldn't back off, but you probably don't want to hammer super tight on those, because then you won't be able to move it if it's super tight everywhere. Mounting the side pieces, big slot on the outside of the bracket, and then don't reef on them until you adjust them to where your nest fairing is going to mount on them. There you have it. This is what it should look like, okay? If it doesn't look like this, you're doing it wrong, okay? These arms on the outside, like I said, keep everything loose. You're gonna have to readjust it. These arms here, you want the slotted one up top, because you're gonna be able to put some wing nuts here, and then that's gonna pivot, open, put stuff in your fairing. Or you can just put bolts in like I did here, and you don't have it modular. Either way, figure it out for yourself. Headlight bucket mounts on top of the plate, and the little ears, when you mount this plate, point up for everything else. And I'm assuming you want to keep that metal washer up against your bushing, because if not, it's just going to eat at your bushing. That's my thought process behind that. There's not a crazy amount of information on these brackets, okay? They kind of just expect you to know what you're doing, and you know what you should, you know. It's on. Kinda. There would be a headlight bucket here. Like I said, do that later. I like to work ass backwards. Why not, right? You're gonna take their supplied hardware for the top here. I'm just gonna put that in these brackets. There is no like graceful way for me to do this, I don't think. But yeah, that'll be in there like that. Let me adjust some stuff and then we'll look at it. I will die on this hill, okay? There is a flat, sharp edge and a rounded side of a washer. I will die on this hill that there is a proper way to put a washer. Rounded side out. I've had people fight with me over this, okay? People are like, doesn't matter. It fucking matters. So the whole thing with the V4 mount is having the wing nut access here. But I'm going to be running my dual gauges. If all goes well, I'm running dual gauges. Then I can't put my hand to do that. I got to come in through the side here. How easy is that going to be to line back up after you pop it open to put something in and then pop it back down? Then you got something over the screws here. Then you're trying to line that up. I'm trying to go and do that. Everybody else wants to leave. I don't know, you know. How useful is that going to be? I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sold on it. I think the no buffeting without, you know, the added stabilizer mounts here was kind of my sell point on that more than anything. Plus, I wanted to be 5 inches up anyways. I don't really care that I can put it down. This is the cool guy spec. And we all know that I care way too much about being cool. So I think it's going to be a novelty. I'll be like, yeah, it does this. And then show someone one time, hate it, and never do it again. I think. While I'm here, I'd add a washer between the nut and the bracket itself. I think that that nut's going to eat at that in there. I left the factory one underneath on the bushing, but that's what I'm going to do there. I don't know if they're supposed to supply one, but they didn't, so I'm going to do that. That'll be it for today. You know, we got in the garage, we got something done, and that's all that matters. I definitely should have eaten before I came in here. I probably would have stayed in here a lot longer. This is looking pretty sick. I will say one thing that bugs me here is I've got the hardware from Arlen Ness, but you don't use it for the back. So now I've got this black button top Allen head, and I've got these flat heads for the Arlen Ness fairing. I think I'm just going to try to find some black button tops all the way around, make that match. Plus the supplied hardware by Arlen Ness. Why does it stick out so far? It's kind of ugly, so we're going to change that. On another note, I did go to Japan, but before I left for Japan, I bought one of these. This is my 2023 Maverick X3 Turbo RR XRC. That is a mouthful. Anyways, this thing is sweet. If you want to see some content on that, I think I'd be pretty stoked to do that. So let me know, you know, if this is something you kind of want to see. I don't have to just do bike stuff. I do a lot of other stuff too. So if you guys are interested in kind of what goes on in my life, I'll happily show you, because this YouTube thing's kind of fun. I know I mentioned it before, but you know, thank you for the 300 subs. I think that that's pretty cool. I think 12 videos is sick. I didn't think that I was going to actually do this. So I'm glad people are liking it. It is motivating, and I'm going to keep doing them. So yeah, like, subscribe, comment, say something nice. You know, if you want to see content on that, say that. If you want to say something nice about the bike, say that. If you were looking at the Street Syndicate stuff and you thought that it was super tough to find a video on how to install it, I agree with you. You can say that. But say whatever you want. Say hi. I don't care. You know, I'll say hi back. But yeah, as usual, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your mom I said hi, tell her I love her, Tell your friends I love them, and I love you, and have a good one.